Hey guys, this is Will from PowerTraders.com. Today I'll be showing you guys how to purchase cryptocurrencies with your US stockbrokers. So let me clarify that before we jump in. Yes, for most US prime brokerages, you cannot actually purchase or hold those cryptocurrencies physically. Have a wallet and hold those cryptocurrencies on that wallet. Most US prime brokers do not offer those services. However, that does not mean that you cannot have exposure to cryptocurrencies in your stock portfolio. So let's jump ahead and take a look. The most well-known one, of course, you guys may have heard of this one, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. There's you may get a lot of ads on this, even on when you watch CNBC, they're also been advertising Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It's not technically an ETF, but it's the closest thing we got to Bitcoin ETF right now. And as you can see here, it's traded OTC, not on the US main exchange, but nevertheless, we have this fund's been trading since 2015, so it's been around for 6 years. So, it does have some credibility to it. If you can compare the Bitcoin price, yes, it has underperformed Bitcoin price, but since, in the past 6 years, it has, I would say, done a pretty good job to recreate the price action of Bitcoin. If you can see here, this is on grayscale.com. You can see here there are the green one is the intrinsic value of the Bitcoin they hold in their fund, and the gray is the price people pay, the price we see here, right on this chart here. So there have been periods where the market is paying a premium, and there have been periods where there are discounts, and in fact that's actually playing out right now. If you guys can see here, the holding price, the intrinsic value of the fund actually exceeds the market price. Very interesting. So in other words, if you're buying GTBC, you're actually buying, or at least I guess the more correct term is you are exposing yourself to Bitcoin at a discount rate, which is very interesting. Of course, another important factor is that, yes, this fund charges a 2% annual fee, which is quite a bit. But let's take a look. Grayscale is, the most well-known, and there's a good reason for that. If you look for stock, if you go to search Grayscale stock, right now Grayscale offers 6 cryptocurrencies, and this is the 6th one. I'll get to this one in a second. You can see here Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Trust, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic Trust, and Bitcoin Cash. And this is really, really, really important. If you guys considering to purchase any of these funds, you must go to this grayscale.com and look up the fund you want to purchase. For example, let's look at, not this one yet, Bitcoin Cash. Okay, we'll start with this one. Obviously, most important, one of the most important is definitely to look at the annual fee, but most important is to look at whether you will be buying this fund at a premium or at a discount. And as we clearly see here, the holding value of this fund, which gives you exposure to Bitcoin Cash, is actually exceeds the market price you are paying right now. So what does that mean? It means that it's actually a discount. So you're actually paying less than the intrinsic value of that fund. Other ones, of course, Ethereum is probably the most one that I do recommend. Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. Those are highly speculative in my opinion. Not that crypto is not already highly speculative in itself, but Ethereum has a really strong fundamental relative to the other coins. But also, if you can see here, for Ethereum, we also see that the intrinsic value exceeds the market price. Again, we have a discount. So there seems to be a growing pattern that a lot of these funds are selling at discounts right now. Very interesting. However, there is one exception, is this Grayscale Digital Large Cap. What is this? Digital Large Cap is basically like a S&P 500 of cryptocurrencies. So let's see here. So this fund is comprised, the components of the fund you can see here, comprised of 65% Bitcoin, 26% Ethereum. So they're trying to do kind of like this, like in Bitcoin index fund. You know, that's their goal, and you know, it's pretty interesting. I do like this concept a lot because, you know, who knows that Bitcoin will be, I wouldn't say be overtaken by Ethereum, but more that, you know, you want exposure to these other coins. You want exposure to Bitcoin. You want exposure to Cardano. You want exposure to Chainlink, right? You don't want just exposure to Bitcoin. And just like investing, you know, you also want to be diversified, and that same, you know, that same philosophy also applies to cryptocurrencies. And as you can see here, you know, the market price of this fund is at $42 per share, while the intrinsic value is only at 30. So in this case, there's a huge premium. Investors are buying for a diversified crypto index. So you see a huge premium. Another company that offers something similar is Bitwise, BITW. You can look it up. Also, it's also traded on over the counter. You can see here, price 48.5 on Friday, and you can clearly see here, these are the components of the fund. 62% Bitcoin, 26% Ethereum. And of course, if you look, when the fund started, look at that. The market price far exceeds the intrinsic value. And of course, market does what it does best. It try to get as close as to the fair value of that fund. And of course, we're pretty much there. As the close on Friday, you can see here that again, we're selling at a small discount relative to the NAV, but although you also have to consider that the expense ratio is 2.5%. Also, another thing to consider, it is pretty high. But anyways, guys, so if you want exposure to cryptocurrencies, BITW is definitely one, and of course, you got your grayscale grayscale funds that will give you exposure. And the last one I want to point out is MicroStrategy. A lot of people be saying MicroStrategy is just, you know, pretty much like a crypto ETF, and that is true to a large extent, you know. However, I recommend you guys go to bitcointreasuries.com, and if you look, this is the amount of Bitcoin they have. Yes, that's a lot. They actually own 0.5% of the entire supply. That is also, you know, that is a lot. You know, it's now worth 5.1 billion. However, the market cap of MicroStrategies is 6.9. So what does that mean? It means that 33% of its market cap value can be attributed to its cryptocurrency holdings. However, you know, if your goal is just to have Bitcoin exposure only, then MicroStrategy may not be what's right for you, because you're essentially paying a 27% premium to have that Bitcoin exposure, right? And of course, Tesla's on the list. I do recommend you guys take a look at this website. It's really interesting. You may see some other familiar names like Marathon, Galaxy Digital. You know, you can see how much cryptocurrencies they own, and it's relative, you know, the amount of crypto they own relative to its market cap. You know, how much of its intrinsic, its market cap is attributed to the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies they own. Very interesting. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do want to, another reminder, if you want to purchase any of these funds, please go to this if you want to buy Grayscale, one of the funds on Grayscale, definitely go through, say I want to buy the large cap market, digital large cap fund. Please go through all the information available on their website. Understand that, you know, if you purchase right now, you're paying a huge premium. Understand that, you know, what you're getting these funds, you know, I'm getting 26% if I buy this fund. So definitely take a look. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe for more content.